Hare Krishna, welcome to Ved Sarthi. Today we are going to learn Bhagavad Gita chapter 1 verse number 11. We are presenting to you series of sessions on individual verse by verse learning of Bhagavad Gita. Ayaneshu cha sarveshu yatha bhagam avastitaha bhishmamevabhirakshanto bhavantah sarva eva hi. Ayaneshu, in the strategic points. Cha, also. Sarveshu, everywhere. Yatha bhagam, as differently arranged. Avasthitaha, situated. Bhishmam, unto grandfather Bhishma. Eva, certainly. Abhirakshantu, should give support. Bhavantaha, you. Sarve, all respectively. Evahi, certainly. Translation: all of you must now give full support to grandfather Bhishma as you stand at your respective strategic points of entrance into the phalanx of the army. Let's try to understand this verse from Dua perspective. Discover, understand, apply. So what is the discovery in this verse? In this verse, we discovered that Duryodhana is addressing Dronacharya and other key warriors in his army to give full support, full protection to Bhishma Dev from all sides. This is basically the last verse that Duryodhana speaks to Dronacharya, starting from verse number 1.3. So there are total 8 verses which Duryodhana is speaking to Dronacharya. Now understanding, in the previous verse, that is Bhagavad Gita 1.10, Duryodhana praises Bhishma Dev. He says that the strength of his army is immeasurable, being protected by an enabled general, Bhishma Dev, who is strongest, who is most experienced and unconquerable. Now he thought that other warriors in his army may feel that they have been considered less important. So diplomatically he is handling the situation and now encouraging other warriors by speaking this specific verse. What is the intent of this, speaking this? The intent is that he's saying that no doubt Bhishma Dev is the greatest hero in the army, but he was now an old man. So everyone must provide full support and protection to Bhishma Dev. It may happen that Bhishma Dev might become engaged in the fight and enemy may take the advantage. Therefore, it was important for other heroes not to leave their strategic positions and not allow the enemy to break the phalanx, at the same time protecting Bhishma Dev. So this is what he meant when he's speaking this to all the other warriors. And the other understanding is that Duryodhana clearly knew that his victory depends on the presence of Bhishma Dev. Very, very important, because he knew that Bhishma Dev had the boon of Ichcha Mrityu. That means Bhishma Dev could choose his time of death. So as long as Bhishma Dev is protected, there is no chance of Kauravas losing the battle. Now there is one question that comes to the mind. See, Duryodhana knew that Bhishma Dev is very, very strong. In fact, Bhishma Dev is strongest. He is the most experienced. And he has Ichcha Mrityu boon also. But still, he wants other warriors to protect him. Right? Why this is so? This doesn't seem to match up. That on one side, you understand that the person is strongest. But on the other side, you are telling the other warriors to protect that specific person. So the reason here is that Duryodhana had the fear of losing the battle. The war has not begun as yet, but he's feeling defeated from inside. अभी युद्ध शुरू नहीं हुआ है, लेकिन दुर्योधन जो है वो अंदर से हार चुके हैं. All the statements that he is giving is actually revealing his internal fears, which actually he is trying to hide. Internally, he is feeling defeated. He is trying to hide that fear. But the words that he is using, like, one of the statement you remember, where he says that all the warriors in my army, they are ready to lay their lives for me. He's not saying that they are ready to take away the lives of the enemy party. No, he's saying they're ready to lay their lives. So basically, whatever his mentality is showing, this is showing his mentality that he's feeling defeated from inside. That is why he's giving these kind of negative statements. So here also, in spite of the fact that Bhishma Dev is strongest, he is telling the others to protect him. Okay. Now, next question is why he was fearful of defeat. So what is the reason that he was fearful? Because of material or bodily consciousness, because of the attachment. He was attached to his ambition of attaining the kingdom. He wanted to attain the kingdom at any cost. He put to risk the lives of everyone, his guru, his grandfather, his brothers, his friends, relatives. Everybody he exploited to achieve his sinful desire. And one big reason why he was fearful, he did not have Krishna on his side. He was walking on the path of adharma. He had material attachment. He did not have Krishna on his side. So all these were the reasons why he was fearful of defeat. Next, Duryodhan was fully confident that Bhishma Deva and Dronacharya will support him in this war, because both these generals had actually remained silent when Draupadi was being disrobed in the assembly, and in her helpless condition she approached them for justice. So he knew that Bhishma Deva and Dronacharya had affection for Pandavas, but now in this war they are going to give up that and they will completely support, as they had done during the gambling match. Okay. Next, very, very important understanding here is that Bhishma Dev is a Mahabhagavat. He's a pure devotee of Lord Krishna. He is accepted as one of the 12 Mahajans, that is knowers of Dharma in Srimad Bhagavatam. One may think that Duryodhan being concerned about protecting Bhishma Dev is a Vaishnav Seva, is serving a Krishna Bhakt. But this act of Duryodhan, is it really serving a Krishna Bhakt? Let us try to understand. You know, Krishna becomes more satisfied if we serve his devotee as compared to when we serve him directly. Okay. So now, with this act of Duryodhan, is Krishna satisfied? Let us see. Now you can look at the quote that we have mentioned here below the table. This is from Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu by Srila Rup Goswami. This verse actually describes the definition of bhakti. Anyabhilashita shunyam jnana karmadi anavritam anukulyena krishnanushilanam bhaktir uttama. So what is the first class devotional service? So that is being explained here, that when first class devotional service develops, one must be devoid of all material desires, knowledge obtained by monastic philosophy and fruitive action. The devotee must constantly serve Krishna favorably as Krishna desires. Now here in this case, this specific act of Duryodhan where he is trying to protect Bhishma Dev neither satisfies Bhishma Dev nor Krishna. Why? Because it is not anukulyena krishnanushilanam. That is, it is not serving favorably as Krishna desires. And also it is contaminated with what? With desire of sense gratification. Now here in this Bhakti Rasamrit Sindhu, you see this verse mentions Anya Abhilashita Shunyam. That means devoid of all material desires. Now in this case, Duryodhan being protecting Bhishma Dev is not devoid of material desires. Basically, it is in line with satisfying his own selfish desire. Therefore, we have mentioned here, rather it is an attempt by Duryodhan to satisfy his selfish desire. So basically, neither Krishna Bhakta, that is Bhishma Dev, nor Krishna is satisfied with this act of Duryodhan. That means Duryodhan trying to protect Bhishma Dev is actually not serving a Krishna Bhakta or serving Krishna. Okay. So now we'll come to the application part. I hope it is clear. If you have any questions, you can always contact on WhatsApp. We have provided the number in the description, or you can write a comment. Now application. First, we must not be selfish and must not exploit others. This is quite clear, as we can see how, Duryodhana is exploiting everyone for his selfish motive. Second, we should change our material or bodily consciousness and become Krishna conscious. Then there will be no fear. So basically, why we are fearful? Because we are attached with this body. We are attached with the bodily possessions. We are attached with the bodily designations. And in this material or bodily consciousness, we become fearful. And why it is so? Because anything that is connected with the body is sure to go. Either that specific thing or person is going to leave us, or we will be forced to leave the body. And we will be forced to get parted from that specific thing or that specific person. Nothing is permanent here. So when we are in this material or bodily consciousness, then there is fear. This material conception is full of fear. That is why everyone is scared of death. Because everyone is attached with the body, with material possessions. We must develop attachment for Krishna and Krishna Bhakti. We must get engaged in Krishna Bhakti. So gradually this material attachment will loosen up as we progress in Bhakti. Next is that we must not be selfish and must not deviate others from the path of righteousness in an attempt to fulfill our sinful desires. Actually, Bhishma Deva and Dronacharya, they knew dharma, they were righteous, but still they were obliged to join Duryodhana and participate in fulfilling Duryodhana's sinful wish. Why it is so? Because at that time, Dhritarashtra was the king and he was maintaining Bhishma Deva and Dronacharya. So Dronacharya and Bhishma Deva were obliged to support Duryodhana. So basically this selfish motive of father and son deviated Bhishma Deva and Dronacharya and forced them to join the unrighteous path. Now next is, what is the correct desire? So here we have seen, that Duryodhana had unreasonable desire of attaining the kingdom. So we must understand, what is the correct desire. So correct desire is to fulfill the desire of Krishna and Krishna's representative, the bona fide spiritual master. So what should be the right ambition for us? The right ambition for us should be to fulfill the desire of Krishna and Guru. We should be always ready to fulfill Krishna's desire and the desire of bona fide spiritual master, bona fide Guru, who is representing Krishna. Because one who is bona fide will actually guide us to fulfill Krishna's desire only. So fulfilling Krishna's desire and fulfilling the desire of Krishna's representative is the same. Next application. We must serve Krishna and Krishna Bhakta favorably as Krishna desires. It must be in accordance with Anya Bhilashita Shunyam. That means without desires other than those for serving the Lord. So we must not have any other desire or any other material desire, like engaging into, sense gratification. And our service must also be in accordance with Anukulyena Krishnanushilanam. That means favorably as Krishna desires. Now, how do we understand what is the desire of Krishna? For that, we must approach a representative of Krishna, a bona fide spiritual master, a guru, and learn from him how to serve favorably Krishna and Krishna Bhaktas. That is all on this verse. We dedicate this channel and all these videos to our Guru Maharaj, His Divine Grace A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Thakur, Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Thank you. Hare Krishna.